Hello, everyone. This is Pam, your virtual assistant CEO. So I would like to welcome everyone who's watching right now. This is my first time to kind of like have a show and have someone guest so that we can, inspire more virtual assistants, not just virtual assistants, but freelancers in the Philippines. I have a guest now. She used to be kind of like, let's say, an office mate before. So just to give you a little bit of background, I am the CEO of Great Work Online. It is a company that provides freelancers, or we call it online ninjas, to business owners, small business owners, entrepreneurs, someone who is needing a remote team. So that is Great Work Online. So I started as a virtual assistant in 2009, and when I got bored, I went back to working at an office here in the Philippines, and it was taking up so much of my time. I don't have enough time for my kids, for my family, so I decided to go back to working from home. And through that company, I was able to meet our very special guest, who is also a freelancer. She used to live in the Philippines, but because she loves so much being a remote worker, the flexibility and all of that, she is now living in Portugal. So without further ado, I would like to introduce you Miss June Bolneo. Say hi, June. Hello. Good afternoon there.
Hi. Good afternoon.
How are you? Yeah, it's my pleasure.
I'm good. It's blazing hot in Lisbon.
Is
Almost as hot as it is in the Philippines.
Oh, really? So it is summer there.
Summer, yeah.
I
the
see.
height of the summer.
Mm-hmm. So I would like to talk about your work there in Portugal. Where are you now? And what do you do right now?
So currently I'm actually the marketing director of XYZ. It's a company in the US. I'm a remote worker. So basically I am an employee of the company, but I do not work in the office. I can work anywhere because it's a managerial position that can be done remotely. So
Mm-hmm.
the company was generous enough to give me the flexibility to work anywhere I want to work. Although previously I was a freelancer. I was a marketing consultant, marketing manager, and I initially started as a graphic designer before I shifted to marketing. So but right now it's really more into the marketing area.
Mm-hmm. So before, you used to work at an office as well in the Philippines.
Yes.
When you were in the Philippines. How long have you been working as an employee?
I used to work for corporate for almost 8 to 9 years.
Mm-hmm.
So I started working. I started working when I was 19. When I was 19.
Wow, that
And
is very young.
yeah, because I'm a single mom.
So
that usually kind of forces you to start working and earning money. So after I had Aya, my daughter, I went, started working right away. And so I've been working ever since. And then I suddenly decided, I'm kind of really tired of working for a 9-to-5 job. So I really, really wanted to travel. I wanted to go to Europe. That's one of my dreams, to come to Portugal. And the challenge was, if I come here, what am I going to do? Like, what kind of work will I be doing? And will I be paid enough? When I get here, is the salary going to be enough to sustain me, and not just me, but my daughter?
Yeah.
So that was a very big concern. And that's also the main reason why I shifted my career from corporate. My corporate job was very good. I was actually with Lexmark before. And so it's a very established company, and if you ask most people, they would never leave a company
Yeah.
like that,
Yeah, let's talk
right?
about that. So how did you transition from an office worker here in the Philippines, knowing that it is already established company, like what you said, and then you transitioned from being an office worker to becoming a remote worker? Tell us how you did that, and why was the shift?
The shift. Yeah. So there were. I have to be honest. It wasn't just like, oh my god, I suddenly woke up and I wanted to be a
Uh-huh.
remote worker. It wasn't like that. There was other things involved. Like I was tired of that job.
Mm-hmm.
My mom went to the Caribbeans, and before she left, she was the one taking care of my daughter. So now that she was leaving, it means that I didn't had any nanny, I didn't had any house help, and I need to be there for my daughter. So it's like, oh my god, what I'm going to do? Like, I'm working and I have my daughter, and I
Mm-hmm.
cannot be working and have my daughter, and she's going to be at home alone, and she was still very young at that time. So it
Mm-hmm.
was there was there was a need for me, and I think most people also need that, because if you are just working how you are right now, it feels very comfortable, and you're scared to jump from the comfortable, stability of a 9 to 5 job
Mm-hmm.
to a freelance work wherein you don't know if I'm going to be paid next month or next week, or I don't know
Right.
if I'm going to be paid at all,
Mm-hmm.
right? So for me, it was like I had the necessity, the urgent need to really transition from a corporate worker to a home-based one, because my daughter is going to be alone if I don't. And when I
Yeah.
started also, to give everyone a heads up, it's not going to be like you're going to be earning so much money right off the bat and you'll be able to sustain this on your first week or even in your first month. Okay, your first month is probably the roughest time, and you will probably not earning a whole lot.
Yeah, because
Especially,
there's a learning curve. I remember, sorry to cut you, but I
okay.
remember when I started as well, my kids was very young. I've got like
Mhm.
what, 2 years old and one year old. So my son was 2 years old, my daughter was 1 year old, and it was really tough. I mean, for
Yeah,
having two kids running around and you having a meeting, phone call with the client, it has to be super quiet. So
yeah,
yeah, I really think, being a single mom, because I am also a single mom, and with kids, with moms that have like, younger kids at home, I think
mhm.
working from home is really an ideal job.
Yeah. It's a good opportunity, for you to be able to
Uh-huh.
still earn, still have an income, and be with your kids, because it's just one of the challenges that we have is if we start working again, is that we have to leave home and we have to think of someone who will take care of them while we're away,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Remote working enables you to be in the same room or maybe in the same house, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and be able to take care of them while still having an income. So
Right.
that's
The flexibility that being a remote worker give is something that I really appreciate, because like what I mentioned earlier, I tried again working at an office, and yeah, I gained a lot of skills there. I gained a lot of friends. I gained a lot of experience, and the skills that I already have, I got better with the skills that I already have. But the the in exchange of that is that you don't have enough time with your kids, with your family, and you
yeah,
don't have the flexibility. I remember I would leave the house like before 8 a.m., and sometimes I would go home right after my kids leave for school, and then I would go home at around what, 10, 11, 8 p.m. So I really don't have the time to really have the bond and see my
yeah.
kids. So yeah, I
You're
think,
exhausted. You're
yeah,
tired.
they're exhausted, And at the same time, I really think, tell me if you agree, June, that, being a remote worker, it's not just having a job. It is also something that you can have a career.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it definitely is.
And it helps you grow.
Yeah.
So many things so many possibilities out there when you're.
No, sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Now, I was going to say that the great thing about it is that, when you're in a regular corporate job, you're kind of waiting for them to promote you so that you can increase your rate, your salary.
Yeah.
And with the type of career that we have more control over it, because if you just continue learning, adding more skills, you can go ahead and apply for a job with a higher salary, a higher rate,
Right.
a better position. You have full control of which direction your career will go to. I remember when I started, I've always been with project management. My very first job was actually a PM job as well, but the pay was terrible. It was, can you imagine, $450 per hour?
I started at $350, I think.
See?
But that was 2009. I was a virtual assistant. Yeah.
That was back in the days. Back in the days wherein we were working for pennies. Pennies. And for us back then, when you say you're paid $5 per hour, oh my God, $5 per hour. Yeah. What am I gonna do with all of these money? So this is like a lot of money already. And then you kind of realize that this is just the beginning. This is even the lowest of the lowest rate there is. There is so much that you can learn, so much that you can, you can increase your rate for as high as you think you're worth. If you think you're worth paying $120 per hour, go for it. If you think you offer that much value, there is no one who will tell you, oh, that's not how much you should be charging. No. You decide.
Yeah, you decide and you learn. I mean, exactly. When you are working from home as a virtual assistant, as a project manager, I think the first thing that you guys need to think about is not how much the client is going to pay you. I think when you are starting, I know everybody needs to pay the bills. And the reason why we can't be a hypocrite here, but the reason why you work from home is to have flexibility. You want to have an income. You need money to pay the bills. But if you are starting, I think my advice here is that when you are just starting as a remote worker, don't think about how much the client is paying you. Think about the experience and the skills that you are gonna benefit from working with that client. Yeah. Exactly. And then as you grow as a remote worker and you learn a lot, then I think that's the time when you have all the skills that you need, then you can raise your rate. Yeah. Right. June, let's talk about the challenges. I know it's not easy from transitioning from a stable job at an office and then doing, remote work. And then not only that, you need to take care of your daughter, work from home without a nanny. And then from the Philippines, moving to a different country, different culture. I want to know, what are the challenges and how were you able to overcome them?
Right. So the big challenge usually is really the money. The money. When you first start, you're only charging X amount per hour. And your first few months, even the first year, for me it was like breaking even, and I was still in the Philippines back then. It's like I am only earning X amount of money. This is just enough to pay the bills. Sometimes it's not even enough to pay the bills, right? And so how I overcame that is because at that time I only had like one client, right? But you don't realize is you need to have more. You need to have more clients, not just because you want to earn more, but it's for your stability as well. So that if
Right.
a client decides to go ahead and, okay, I'm not gonna renew, or we're gonna stop your contract, because
You have a
business is
backup.
doing bad. Exactly, you have a backup. You always have to have at least 2 to 3 clients with you that you can depend on, right?
Yeah.
Simultaneously. And it's up to you how you're going to divide your time. But for you as your security, you need to have these clients on your side, so that in case whatever happens, your source of income will not just disappear like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, and yeah, also building really good relationships with your clients, so that they
Right.
can see the value of your service, and they are more than willing to actually increase your rate. If they can see your value, they wouldn't hesitate to increase your
They
rate.
will not let you go if the client
Exactly.
sees the value, that you are trustworthy, you are reliable.
Right.
The client will not let you go, and this is going to be like a long term.
Yeah, exactly. And that's also the thing, because people are worried that it's not long term. Look, it's going to be long term if your client business is flourishing, like what if you're doing what you're supposed to do and you're doing your job. As long as the business is there, you're gonna be there. And so your job is to help your client sustain his business, because sustaining his business is sustaining your job, right? So it's all in there. And what I'm finding out, because I work with other freelancers as well, so and I teach people how to work online. So this is something that I deal with very often, is that once people are starting out, they normally do not treat the job seriously, which is a complete, it's a big mistake to do. Like, this is just a job like any job that you go to an office and log in and do stuff in your computer. You should treat it as seriously as you would any other job, right? This is not like, oh, I will just work for an hour and then I'll go watch Netflix, or, I'll just move the mouse so that I look like I'm working. It's like, no, it's not.
Yeah.
You need to take this seriously. Or otherwise, you will not make it very far with this type of work, because this is a result-oriented type of work. And if you're not delivering any result, there is no value. Why would I keep you?
I agree. I totally agree with you. I think the reason why you were able to overcome all the challenges that you've been through was that you have the focus. You know your focus, you know your goal, and time management, and just being, the reliable freelancer for your clients. You know what? Being a remote worker, it is a trust-based type of job. If you can show the client that you are reliable, you are trustworthy, you are dependable, and you show up every day, you are not just building your career, but you are also building trust between you and the company and the client, or the CEO, or who owns the company that you are working for. And that is very, very important. I mean, it came from, take it from us. We've been there. And, building trust, that means you are gonna have a long-term relationship, meaning long-term job. So it's really up to you on how you can better your skills, on how you can gain the client's trust. It's really just showing up every day, and being honest. I think that's my number one rule when it comes to working with the clients. And so that is very inspiring, June, from shifting from being an office worker and then remote worker, and then from the Philippines, and now you're there, you are living your dream. You get to travel. Where are you now while we are doing this call? You're outside. I can see the background. So you see, you cannot just, people can say, wow.
It's in the library.
So,
Yeah.
some other people will say, you're just working from home. You're going to be confined in the house of in the four corners of your house. But actually, it's flexibility that you like for, being a remote worker. You can work outside. You can travel the world while doing the work, earning, making a career, earning a living, and you're living your dream. That is so cool, June. I remember. I just want to share very quickly. I remember during those days when we would chat on Skype. Yeah, working very hard and chatting on Skype and all that. You were still here in the Philippines, and we would talk about you wanting to move there. And then I saw you on Instagram. I couldn't remember how we connect again.
I added you.
I see.
I found you. I found you.
You found me. So we got connected again, and I'm so proud that you are living your dream, June.
Yeah, and that's the thing, because I honestly and I truly believe this in the deepest part of me that and anyone who actually wants to go after it can. I'm not special. Special in a way that I was able to, like, there was a force, I wanted it bad enough. That's why I was able to get it. But what I'm trying to say is, like, if anyone who's watching this, if you think that you want something bad enough, I want it really bad to go to Canada, to Europe, to Australia, to whatever, if you want it bad enough, you can do it. It's just a matter of, like, it's like a switch, and like everything
do everything you can.
And just do this, get this, and just turn off everything else. Or maybe the important parts, but it's a matter of prioritizing and focusing on what you really want. Yeah,
that's true. Focus on your goal and do everything within your power to achieve that goal. And it is doable. If you really want to be successful in being a virtual assistant, in working from home, or having your own business, do everything you can. Equip yourself with learning, reading books, attending online webinars. You really need. It's not just after a month, June is there and it's all luck. No, she worked hard for it.
3 years.
Yeah, she worked hard for it to live her dreams. So, June, tell me more about what you do. I know you are managing. You mentioned earlier you are also a project manager. You are a director, a marketing director, but at the same time, you also have your own business. Let's talk about that.
Right, right. So I actually founded the Digital Workforce. So the Digital Workforce is a company that teaches people who wants to shift their career from the regular office job to something remote. If you want to start freelancing, if you want to start as a remote worker or a flexible worker, we have courses that we offer teaching you how to transition from there. Because I'm really passionate about location independence, and I think anyone who wants to be location independent can be. The first concern that most people have is that I don't know any job online. Like, I don't have any experience. What kind of work is available out there? What can I do? I've only been XYZ, working in an office before. I don't know anything about digital marketing. But what they don't realize is that the experiences that they have before is something they can use online, like administrative work. There's a lot of administrative work available online, and they just don't know where to find them. So the company's goal is basically to help these people transition use their previous experiences and maybe not the previous experiences, but teach them where they can find or build their on their skills so that they can start working remotely. And
do you have some qualifications on how to enroll in this program? Is a course? I mean, how many? Is it like attending a course? They have modules to look at. Do you help them during the course? How does it work?
So basically, right now we currently have the free course, like an introduction course. So it's the what I would say is if this is the very first time that you've encountered, digital marketing or online work, is that you take our free course. It's a 5-day course, but you can finish it. It's a self-paced course, and you can take it whenever you want to, and then it will teach you on what are the things that you need to consider before you start working online. Where can you find these work? How do you prepare your profile? How do you prepare yourself for the interview? How are you going to get paid? That kind of stuff, and later on, how you can transition this to something more permanent, something sustainable, wherein you can be working remotely full time. Because the people that I know who took these courses are working full time now as freelancers.
Wow, right. That is so cool. Exactly. So you have a free course for 5 days only, which is some kind of like an introductory course. And then after that, like an intensive type of course, how long does it take?
That one is for 15 days. So basically, our internship is a guided course, and they will enroll in the course, and we will be giving them an introduction on the positions that are available online, right? And then they can go ahead later on towards the end of the course, decide which position they want to focus on, and we will give them a project for that particular position. Like, for example, I want to be a graphic designer, let's just say, right? Okay, so we'll go ahead and help you,
become a graphic designer.
Exactly. These are the tools that you need. Create these projects, because these projects are going to be your portfolio. A graphic designer needs to have his own portfolio before he starts applying. So your main project towards the end of the course is going to be your portfolio, and after the course, you will be able to start applying already. And with the digital workforce, because we are a group of freelancers as well, we can recommend you to our clients, and if we see that you are good enough and you're really dedicated and willing to learn and proceed with this career, then we're gonna go ahead and refer you to the clients that we currently have. It's like there is no lack of jobs out there. People are always looking. Like it's the job,
it's out there. It's
exactly.
Like it's endless. All you have to do is equip yourself with the knowledge and the skills. So you are also offering a course for being a virtual assistant, especially for those who doesn't have any experience working online.
Right, exactly. So part of the internship course is an introduction to being a virtual assistant.
I see. What about SEO, copywriting, web design, so development, or that is something different?
Right. So within the internship, these are all introductory modules, because they are broken down into modules, like a module for virtual assistant, a module for graphic designing, a module for email marketing. So that it's an introduction for each position, and then so that you will know how, what are the tasks that they do every day, how much are they being paid for, what is a typical day of a graphic designer, basically like that. You will go through through that day, you know, because it's a different position per day. And so you can actually, and at the end of the day, you will need to submit the project for for that particular position, so that you know that this is okay. I like this type of job. I want to know more about this.
I can move forward doing this or apply for this type of position. I see.
Exactly.
So the 5-day introductory course is for free. But for the 15-day course, how much is it?
Well, currently we are repricing the internship.
I see.
So yeah, because this month we are going to be redoing the internship course. The previous price for it is $99, but because we are gonna be restructuring the course and we will be doing more things in it,
adding more value to it.
Exactly. Right, adding more value to it. Also, we might actually extend the period of the course. Instead of it just being 15 days, it might go up to 4 weeks or to a month. So that you can really get a feel of what kind of work you're gonna be going into, right? So that you will feel more confident that after this course, the job that you will be applying for is something that I've done this before, and I'm able to do it again for an actual client. So that's in the works right now. So that the internship course at the moment is not available for at least for August. And then sometime at the end of September, we will be opening up the slots for the internship so that we can.
I see. So all they have to do is take a look at your website. Tell us where they can find you so that they can, watch out for this course.
Yeah, so they can visit the digitalworkforce.com, and they should have the link there for the free course. Also for the internship, it's not available right now. And we also have our own Facebook group where they can, and our page that they can visit, because we regularly post useful information where they can apply. I normally share the websites that they can find work online if they want to try. They want to be a transcriptionist, they want to be a copywriter, they want to be...
It's all there.
Yeah, it's all there. Everything is there.
Everything.
All of the information is online. You just really need to look for it. You just need to find it.
So that is the digitalworkforce.com. So guys, go check it out. And if you are listening right now, watching right now, and want to level up your skills, go ahead and check that out. There will be additional value that June and her team will be providing in September. So watch out for that. So that is so cool, June. You are not just living your dream, but you are also helping Filipinos to live their dream and have the flexibility and earning and having a career at the same time.
Yeah, the company's goal, actually, like the bigger vision, is to normalize this. Right now there's still a lot of stigma about freelancing and working online, and they will look at you like, she's an online worker, maybe her work is not so stable or permanent. And it's wrong. It's just as stable as any job out there. They just need to know that it is a job, just like any other job, and we want to normalize this location independence, or this remote working should not be available to a few people. It should be available to everyone who wants it. Even in office work, companies all over need to accept this concept, because this is where the future is heading. Remote working and flexible working is going to be the new norm. I don't know, 10 years ago, if you tell them that you work online, people would be like, what are you
selling?
Yeah, exactly. What are you selling? Like,
what are you selling? I always get that.
It's like I'm not selling anything, right? I'm just working like a normal office worker, but not in an office, right? So you know, looking ahead, like 10 years from now, this is going to be the normal way of working for people.
Yes.
Exactly. And so, it's either you go with the change or you go against it, and it's completely up to you.
So you have to be ready with the change, and make sure that you are skilled enough to do this. So June, now that you are living your dream, you are a remote worker, and at the same time you have your business and helping out people. What can you tell our viewers, those online ninjas out there watching us? What can you give them? Give them some advice or tips on how they can be successful and reach their goals.
Focus. It's just really it. Just have one goal. Just if you have many goals at the moment, which is understandable, pick one, the most important one, and just put all of your attention in there, put your focus in there, and achieve that, and then move to the next one. Because multitasking can be very tempting, because you say like, I'm going to be doing this and I'm going to be doing that, but you need to focus on one thing. I want to be a virtual assistant. Then put all of your energy and time in there to be a really, really good virtual assistant. Because you know what? Once you become a virtual assistant, then you can go ahead and apply to be a project manager, which will bring you more money, right? And so just focus on one thing, and just don't half-ass anything. It's very common for freelancers to give you half-ass work and half-ass, it's like, don't, because you will not be bringing any value to anyone like that.
Right. So, I agree. Well said, June. Very well said. Anyway, I hope you guys get something out of what we've talked about, and how to transition from becoming from becoming an office worker to a remote worker and living your dream. And that, you really have to focus, equip yourself with knowledge. And if you really want something bad, then do something about it. If you want it so bad, do something about it. Take action today. Okay? June, thank you so much for being my first guest. For anyone who's out there watching, let us know what topics you want me to talk about. If you want to be featured here at Be a Ninja Facebook group, then let me know. Drop your comment and keep following. I am open for any feedback, and good luck to working from home. Again, thank you, June. Have a good day.
Thanks for having me.
Bye.